what's right now and what's gon' last. I'll get back to you one day if you ain't my day one. I don't got time, but for you I'll make some cause you know you're my priority. What's on your mind? Priority. What come first? What come last? Time been moving, man, it's way too fast. You know you're my priority. Yeah, I got a little bit of time and got a lot of dreams. I can't be out of giving everybody everything. I really wanna do it for 'em cause my heart big. When I see the wedding ring emoji, I don't let it ring, know what I mean? Never really had a problem being bored. Always feeling like my day a little too short. I still be ballin' when I go show up at the court, but now I be getting 2 games instead of like 4. Tell me what's important. I've been thinking about the people that I call my core friend. I had a guy that I call my best friend my whole life. When my mama died, he ain't even slide. I just realized you can measure love by the time. Now I gotta focus on mine. I don't hate him, I just gotta reprioritize him. I don't got no time for nothing if it's one-sided. I don't need no one. They only wanna take, they don't wanna make no deposit. I don't need no one who always wanna drink, but they don't wanna pay for the bottle. Nah, finally learn how to chill. Take a break before I break my mental hell. I know I'm no good to nobody else. If I don't know how to be good to myself, priorities. Like what come first and what come last. Like what's right now and what's gon' last. I'll get back to you one day if you ain't my day one. I don't got time, but I'll make some. You know you're mine. You know priority. What's on your mind? Priority. What come first? What come last? Time been moving, man, it's way too fast. You know you're mine. Priority. Hold up, can't get this time away to no one. Except for you, I need you closer. That's why I'm on my way to you. So why do I keep on giving the least to people I say that I love the most? Shouldn't get anything less than all of my best. Instead they be getting what's left over. I want 100% from God, but only gonna give him a quarter of me. I grabbed my phone when I woke up this morning. Got every order my priority. I need God in my life, yeah. Cause we don't be talking enough. I give a call when I'm stuck, not when I'm all the way up. I think he calling my bluff. I said I don't got no time for him. We make that time for the things that we love. You tell me what are your priorities? Like what come first and what come last? Like what's right now and what's gon' last? Get back to you one day if you ain't my day one. I don't got time, but for you I'll make some does. You know you're my priority. What's on your mind? Priority. What come first? What come last? Time been moving, man, it's way too fast. You know you're my priority.
Chicken second, run that back, yeah.
And I like his determination, and I like the fact that besides everything that he tries to do, he always submits himself and asks God to direct and to guide. And so I like that humble part too.
I'm a young man, getting what I came for. Cause I work hard, I got everything I prayed for. Money came fast, so now I take my day slow. Me and Craig, just like MJG and A-Ball. Talk that talk, I just bought her flowers on a weekday. Baby, why would I cheat? You my cheat day. You a treat, that's right. You a snack. Fighting with your jeans, cause you got it like that. Well, okay, tell me what y'all fake. Mad about the date, now I'm great. Cause I remember when I ain't have a way. On a date, only had enough to pay for matinee. Now I'm straight, every morning feeling like a Saturday. Well, they doing nothing, got a lot to say. How you never had COVID, you still got no taste. Saw a girl I used to date, she pretend we was friends. She like, OMG, know it's been a minute. Tell me where you been, huh?
What's up? Back-to-back streams. Back-to-back stream days. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Less topics today. Chat call system. Redesign? I think so. I think we're gonna redesign it today. Ish. I have some thoughts. especially around. Okay, let me talk high level. I'm thinking, we've been really treating check calls like this really like system that's like, it's almost like a note, but it's actually more like an input dialogue, right? Like a check call itself isn't really anything. It's just like an input form to other stuff. So I was thinking, maybe what we do today is we actually build out the alias system, which is way overdue anyway for models, and build out a field reference system, which we built that out in our other LoadPartner Dart product in Lasso. So we can like reference fields on a model. And then we actually turn the check call system into like just like an input dialogue, basically, where you can just like customize what fields show up. And then we go update all those fields on save and just basically save like an audit log of like a check call happened. And then here's what the inputs were. So then the configuration just looks like, okay, create new check call. What's your type? On time, I guess. I don't know what the types would be. On time, late. And it would just like pop up the dialogues for like inputs that would feed to other places. Maybe. I think that could work. But today we're redesigning it. We're going to make the most overkill check call system ever. Putting the foundation down for hopefully never coming back to it. It's funny because when I built the check call system for our LoadPartner Lasso product, like the thing we first built like in late 23, I had the same problem. I realized this today. I thought check calls would be like an easy system to like add, and it took me like weeks. And I'm having like flashbacks today. I'm like, oh yeah, I did this before. We're doing it again. It's all good though. It's all good. It'll take the time that it needs to take for it to be done correctly. And we need the model alias system and fields alias system anyway. It's overdue. So that'll be reused a bunch, I think. Anyway, let me share my screen. Let me show you what we got. Oh, actually, last thing. I have a fun idea. Let me know what you think. Search carriers. I've been trying to think of something fun to do. Outside of, we're going to launch premium and all that stuff, whatever. That's all coming, right? But for Blitz Week, DOT Blitz Week coming up, I was like, I want to do something fun, but I wasn't sure what it would be. What do you think about a leaderboard for Blitz Week that is best and worst? So like the best leaderboard would be like carrier names. That one would have carrier names. It'd be like carrier name, like number of inspections in the last week, and then like how many clean inspections they had. And it's just like a leaderboard of the best. Like who's had the most, like the highest ratio or something. I don't know. And then a worst leaderboard that is the worst single inspections anonymized. So no names, locations, vent, like just completely anonymized. I'm not trying to call people out. It's just for the fun of it. But it's like the worst inspections that happened over DOT Blitz Week. Like how many violations, how many out of service, what was wrong. Like we can pull like what was actually wrong. So you could like refresh that page every day and see like who's doing the best, who's got the worst inspections that week, and then maybe like the change over the days of Blitz Week. I bet there's some really bad inspections that happen over Blitz Week, so I think it would be really funny to like list them, but anonymized. I'm not trying to call people out, purely for the memes. So, and then maybe if you got a pro subscription, you can do some magic to look it up or something. I don't know. But I think it'll be fun, so I think I'm gonna put that together for Blitz Week. I think it's like mid-May, so it'll be after Pro. That'll be after the next release, but I have all that data already. It's just not surfaced, so just putting in like an aggregate of like inspections from the last, like whatever, since Monday. That's like not a big deal. And I kind of want to see it myself, just because I think it'd be interesting. So anyway, I think I'm gonna put that together. Yeah, great marketing posts. Yeah, I agree. Eldorado, how's the API going? The search carriers, by the way. Is it going well? Does it suck? Is there anything really stupid I did? Hopefully it's going well. We had a decent number of great, no issues so far. Anything bad will be on my end. No, actually, that front end thing you found with like the tester not working, I gotta fix that. That it's like really not intuitive, so I gotta fix that. So it's all good, man. I appreciate you using it, checking it out, give me feedback. We had a decent number of. We almost the release yesterday. It was yesterday, right? Yeah, time feels weird this week. It almost hit the same number of users as the launch day. Definitely not the number of views on socials. I messed up on the socials post. I didn't put an image in the top level post. And like that was such a mistake. Because then I reposted it later with an image and it did so much better. So lesson learned. I should have put an image in the first post. I think it would have done better on the algorithm. But regardless, we still had what? I think it was 60. I have to pull it up. I think it was like 65 new users yesterday, which is like way more than I was like 30 would be cool. But I was like 65, which was super cool. The first day we had like 90 on the first, like on launch day, like the first launch day. So we almost matched it. So once we roll out Pro, hoping we can get even more traffic. But I'm really pleased with how it's doing. People are interested. Also, a lot of good feedback. A lot of cool ideas. Somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn and said the inspection history on search carriers, it comes back faster than like other providers, I guess. Like they were explaining to me that like apparently this isn't a TMS, so I think this is fair game. But apparently like Carrier 411 can be like a little behind on inspection history. Like it could take like a couple days or a week or something. And I have it within 24 hours on search carriers. So like as soon as it's entered into the government website, it's pulled into search carriers, logged, indexed, attached to the carrier, all that within 24 hours. And so they were like, how are you getting, like the guy literally messaged me on LinkedIn, was like, how are you getting this data? Because I guess they're like, for their company specifically, they're like calling the drivers and asking for inspection, like how'd the inspection go? Because they can't see it for a couple days. So I was like, dude, that's easy. I'll just add I'm gonna have the tracking changes thing that I add, and it's a lot less tedious than CSA. What is CSA? But I'm gonna have that tracking changes system in there, and I'm just gonna make it when you click track company, it's gonna pop up and say like notified on new inspections, or like notified on like contact change. Like you'll be able to change what you want to hear. So I'll add like new inspections, and then he can go subscribe to his company and get the full inspection report within 24 hours, which cool. I love it. I love to hear how we're helping, man. That's what we're doing. I don't know what CSA is though. CSA is the SMS. Oh, yeah. Got it. Yeah, I don't like that. I have a link out to that. I don't know why I didn't connect. Is that what it is? CSA? It's like carrier safety something. SMS. I know it's like safety measure. CSA. Yeah. Compliance, safety, accountability. Okay. Yeah. I always just think about like the SMS. I don't think I've ever noticed CSA before, to be honest. That's just me not being a broker and not like going to CS, like going there. That's like totally the disconnect of I'm not a broker for sure. But yeah, the SMS reporting sucks through the APIs and like data stuff that I've got. It's like super out of date, and like there's no like unique daily updates way to like pull just the latest without pulling like everything. So that's what I'm doing for like SMS specifically. But it's like not even the most accurate. Like the numbers they have don't match the numbers that people were using. I mentioned this on stream yesterday, but some of those numbers don't match what everybody else is using. So I just built my own safety summary system that matches. I don't know what's going. I guess maybe because it is CSA, so there's like a disconnect with like, I don't know, but I have a link out to it on the UI for people that want to see the actual SMS page. But like the data sources I'm using, like the numbers don't actually match for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I don't know, but I need to surface emails attached to authorities too. That was one that I got somebody mentioned the other day, because authorities can also have a contact email that can be different than their DOT. And right now those don't come up. I mean, they're usually like the same or something, but like those aren't actually shown and they're not like searchable right now. So I need to pull that all in too at some point. But there's tickets for all that. Today, it's TMS day though. Interesting, I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I just noticed that when I did the authority pull in that I added for the last release, I was like, oh, there's contact information in here. So, yeah, I guess because they're all separate applications technically for like a docket number. So I guess they could probably like put different info in there if they want to. I don't know. Actually, let me check. Let me look at one right now. Let me go pull it up. Hold on. Let's see if they're actually different. One second. Let me do a couple things and then I'll try to share my screen maybe. If I go, like let me do like TQL's got a couple, right? So if I go search carriers, got TQL, DOT number, company, where, DOT number, authorities, owns. Wait, I thought there was. Am I wrong? Dude, maybe I'm misspeaking. Hold on. Maybe this isn't true. Maybe it was something else. There's definitely address information again. And phone numbers. I thought there was an email in here. I guess it's just address and phone number. It's not email. There's a phone number, a fax number. I don't see an email. So I think I'm wrong. Oh, my bad. I thought there was. Maybe it's under like authority histories or something. I don't know. I guess I don't know why I thought that. I hope there's no email. There is everything else. I mean, there's phone number, fax number, address, mailing address. Per MC, per authority. Man, I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, actually, I don't see it in here, so. I wonder what I'm thinking of. I don't know. All right, well, I have to delete that ticket because I had a ticket to surface those. I literally created a ticket for that. I must have saw it on something else. I don't know what that's from. But okay. Cool. Easy enough. Easy enough. But yeah, leaderboard for Blitz Week. That's that might come before the pro. I might like secretly put that out there before the pro tier is out, just because it sounds fun. So I might build it this weekend, but I won't like advertise it till Blitz Week. I think that'd be really funny. I think I'm just gonna do like searchcarriers.com/blitz. So maybe I'll show it off on stream next week if I build it. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I don't know why I swore. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Also, yeah, equipment details for anybody that wonders is from inspection data. Somebody messaged me about that yesterday. I don't know where they thought I got equipment details from, but it's from inspections. There's a lot of inspections. A lot of inspections. That's probably the biggest table. There's like a gajillion rows. So yeah, chat calls. So something I had built, like I said, in Lasso, was this ability to add, like, I almost wonder if I should try to pull it over. Actually, hold on. Pause. I'm actually gonna pull this up 1 second, but I can't share it because it's secret. So 1 second. If the system in like our old product is like pretty good still, I might just see if we can't just rip it out, to be honest. Let's see, shipment, load. Let's see, it was called string templatable, is what I called it. I almost want to create like an alias system though. Like just generally. Like just a general, like the ability to basically say like let me think about this, hold on. So if I was like in a shipment in here, I think it would be cool to be like has aliases, and then you could be like protected aliases. I don't know what that's but then you could be like shipment number, I wonder if you could even go as far as being like carrier ID. Or like, what's a better one? Like next stop. And you could be like function like this. I think that the system I built before, like it did something like that. Let's see if I can find it. I'll show it if I can. Yeah, I did. This is what it looks like. I'll pull it up in here so you can see it. So this is what it looks like on the other system I built. So you could like give it, it was specifically for being able to template like SMS messages and stuff and like reference fields and different models directly. So basically this would be like, it's called a load. And then you could be like load dot temperature. And that would actually call function temperature range. Ooh, because then you could say like, this could be actually a really cool system because you could create like getters and setters, and then you could even have like setters. Yeah, I think so. And I think this is going to be useful across the system, not even just for check calls, but just like having this functionality seems really useful. How do we abstract this out even further? Like, let me think. What are some of like the, like, hold on, let me, we're probably into like a new ticket territory. So let's do, or wait, did I create one already? I might have, let me see. Calls, no. Did I put it in here? An alias system? Yeah. So like, I think we have like model alias system. All right, so I'm thinking like this. Okay, so like, what do we need? reference specific fields to plug into string templates. We need reference fields to pull into a form. This means we need setter, getter, support, and also field type definition support. We need to be able to say what kind of a field everything is. Is there a way to do that with Eloquent naturally? Identify type of field. Well, I like want to know. I mean, without pulling the first one, probably not. Oh, here we go. So we could go deep. We could get doctrine. We probably want... so we need some way to do that. So I'm imagining it like this. So then imagine you create a form. Oh, dude, this would be so good for the extension system too. Okay, think about this, because then you could be like, I want to define a form through my extension system, and I could just be like, field, load, or I guess it'd be shipment, like shipment dot next stop. Ooh, could you do subs? You might not be able to use subs. Unless next stop then returns its own aliases. Oh, we could be... So you like... maybe that's a bad example. But you could do like shipment.temperature. And like you could define that in like a form schema through the extension. And then just pass a shipment ID. And it would create a form with like a temperature input that pulls the shipment's temperature. And like it's gonna know, oh, it's the temperature field, so we want to show certain field, whatever. And then you can have like another alias. It's like temperature report. This is kind of what Filament does, in some ways. I mean, in a lot of ways, actually. But I guess we would have to use like Zod probably. And because I think we would want to like define types and then have those auto translate into forms, which is kind of where Zod is like excels, right? Because you define the schema. What else would we need? Because then because then for like a chat call template, you could just define the alias fields you want to show up based on like types. And then you could define when certain types show up on a load based on the state of the load. What are our shipment states? I guess they would need to be... So pending, booked, dispatched, at pickup, in transit, at delivery, and delivered. Yeah. So I think we would create like a... How would this work on the front end? Because we have TypeScript. Which makes it a little tricky. Has aliases. So this is how, let's see here. Because you would need like a setter and a... Because you'd be like... I'm thinking through this. Getting the setter to work. So if we had like, so we would have like a model that has aliases to fields, setters, getters, type definitions. Then you like on the front end, you would get, how do I disable tab again? Let's just disable for this, it's fine. So on the front end, we would say like, you would get like field, we would have to create like a resolver, right? Like field alias resolver takes loads or shipment dot next stop turns it into the right field. But yeah, on the front end, if we had a let me look at Zod again really quick. We did something in Zod, right? I think it's still in here. Is it shipment create? I think it is. Shipment create. Yeah, it is. Okay. So how does this work? So form schema. Yeah, so is this a valid character? No. How could we define the spaces? Can you do it? Is it dot valid? Trailer dot? I mean, I guess we could nest them. So it could be like trailer. Wait, there was nesting somehow. Oh, it's z.object. So it could be like this. Object. Okay, we could nest them like this, so that would be okay. So that would work. So if you got, so like if the backend said new form and it said shipment.id, man, that would be like a heck of an endpoint. Oh, man, that's an abstraction because you would have like an alias save endpoint. Seems dangerous. It's very GraphQL of us. But then you'd have like shipment.nextstop.eta. And then this would be like date time. Right? So you'd be like, we want new check call, shipment state equals dispatched. So you'd be like this, shipment dot is late, boolean, like this basically. And then basically what we could do, like shipment is late, we could make it be like protected aliases equals sorry, is late, function is late, like this. And then otherwise we could just define a setter. Like the alternative is we could define setters. So then Yeah, and then we could just use Laravel. Oh, we could use Laravel validation rules. I need to figure out a way to turn the camera on for the whiteboard. I need the whiteboard for this one. I'm gonna have to figure out like a camera zoom or something. I don't know. I don't think I need a third camera, but I could use the whiteboard. So yeah, the back end, you would say like new check call form. I would say like get form. I mean, we could just we could even make it like get check call form. We don't have to make it that abstracted, but it could be like get check. We basically be building a, I think we call it like model alias form, which consists of model alias fields converted to TypeScript types with validation rules. Use Zod to build the forms. Submit to a save model alias form endpoint. Resolves the fields, saves them. And then check calls could just save, because we're not going to need to do this everywhere. Like, not every form needs to be this flexible. But check calls are just one of those like really flexible things that I feel like we would want this. Like a note field, like adding a note, adding locations, like all that stuff, like I don't think it matters. But this could make sense. Of course, I mean, even stops. Like, imagine if you're building an extension and you want to like add a field to the stop. You could just find a way to like add to the model's alias form. Of course, then you got to like add new fields to the database, which could get tricky. The possibilities are endless. Yes, they are. I think this will work for check calls. So, like, okay, let's just like break it down for check calls. So, you've got a check call component on front end. We go like add new check call. Front end hits back end for check call form. What are some things we want in the check call form? We talked about this briefly, right? Show and check, return check call form. So you would want to say like shipment.isLate. And I'm sure with Zod I can say like show if or something, probably, right? I bet so. Optionals. I mean, we could probably do like shipment is late, and then we'd be like shipment. Oh, we could use Laravel validation rules for this. Wait, does this exist? Hold on. Laravel form request to React form. Laravel convert form request to React form. What's this? React and inertia. Precognition. Return an inert. Okay, wait. What is our page use form? Oh, return an inertia form with validation. Pass visit options. Submit method does not return a promise. Instead, you may provide any part of the event callbacks. Okay, I mean, that's just like inertia. Right. I mean, this is closer. But, like, we can define requests. Like, we could define a Laravel like form request and turn that into a React form. I don't see why we couldn't. Why does that not exist, actually? Because just nobody built it? Because then I could just like define a form in Laravel and say like get form based on what the endpoint's expecting, and we could read in like even like if is late is like in Laravel. We can even do like logic around like if you check is late, then an ETA is required. Like if I go to actually let me just go like, these are bad examples, but like I could go like is late required boolean default false, and I could say ETA, and I can do there's like an if you can do required, what is it? Here we go, request rules. Rules. Here we go. So I can go required if is late true. Like I can pass all this in. Is there any reason I couldn't just convert this directly into a Zod schema? I don't see why not. Dude, this could be sick. This could be so powerful. Because then, this doesn't have to be static. And we can introduce our alias fields. So we could say like, is model, I mean, I don't know how we put it, like is model alias. And we could create a rule for this to make that work. And then you would get it. You would save all that down. I guess we would probably have to do it like this. Most likely. Next stop. ETA. I think you can do this. So you could build a rule like this. And you could let the front end, like, config plugins could change this, or like a check call setting could define its own requests. And then when we parse this on the back end, we would say we could automate most of this and just be like, if it's a model alias form submit, we just create a helper that's like parse model alias form submit, and it would turn that into an update. Right? I think we maybe need to mess with Zod some more. That's probably like the next step. We probably need to make sure Zod is up to the task. I remember I hated it before. I probably just sucked at it. That's pretty early on. Because Shad, CN, Zod. There's like a whole thing with forms are tricky, blah blah blah. Okay. Does this work with inertia? Inertia, use, form. Oh. Zod. Oh wait, forms, hold on. Do they use Zod in here at all? No. I see, I think it might not work with inertia like that. That's the sound of the police. I was shook. He was shook, but I kept it cool. Pulled us over on the shoulder just to say he dug the tunes. Then he let me off with a warning. We was on our way. 45 in a 50 till I hit the highway. Been about it. Glory to the Father. I don't do the drama. I went vegan for the weekend. Wait, what is this? Oh, is this the new Laravel thing? They added notes about this? Yeah, we need to do this too. This could be super good, potentially. I wonder, does... We didn't use Zod for this, though, did we? Yeah. Or we didn't use, inertia for this, I don't think. Use form. No.
Oh, yes.
I bet this doesn't work with...
Tag team match. Tag team champion belt of the world.
Definitely does not work. Is there like a submit, though? Because we could just use... Oh yeah, look, on submit, we're just doing a router post with the values. So we could use both forms probably. I'm thinking. I think this could work. I'm not totally sold on Zod or not yet. Is Zod like you gotta use forms or no? I think this could work. I think we're going to run into some rough edges long term, but I think short term this could work. Because I think we could even do like a resource search select thing. Like that could all just be plugged in as a form type. Which could actually be pretty sick. Okay. So we model aliases. We need a resolver. We need a field resolver.
Hey, it's me again. If you could just call me back. Haven't seen you in a while, so I'm hoping everything is okay.
Sleeping on the couch ain't so bad. At least I'm out of sight for now. Learn to shut my mouth when I'm getting
Let's try it. Let's just start down this path. So what does a check call look like in this case? A check call will be what? An ID, probably like a created by, dates, soft delete field. And then like, I don't really want to like jump a JSON payload in here. How do we track the updates that happened with this check call? Maybe we do. Maybe it's literally like details and it's like JSON of the alias form. What else would we use an alias form for? Is form use cases. Check calls. What are other like dynamic places for data like this? Maybe tasks or something. Probably tasks in the future. Check calls, tasks. What will we use in accounting, you think, for alias fields? Oh, for like, yeah, actually. So maybe not for alias form specifically, but definitely like alias use cases. Definitely like, yeah. Document generation, fill in fields. It's a good one. Invoices, rate cons. Definitely, definitely. I mean, just like automated communications. Communications. So we should probably, maybe that's what we'll just start with right now, is let's build the alias system half of it. Future maybe. Form generation. We're basically building GraphQL. I think that's like literally what this is. Are we reinventing the wheel? Freaking A, bro. What's it called? Lighthouse? There's an eloquent GraphQL thing. It's a lighthouse. Yeah, it is. Overdesigning. Hey, at least I knew what was happening coming in. Damn. So you can define eloquent relationships in your schema. Assuming you have defined the following, just add fields to your type that are named like the relationship. So author, okay. Okay. Because if we pulled this in and started using GraphQL, instead of this whole alias thing. Types. Because then we can define types like this. I think this is what we want to do. I'm 99% sure this is what we want to do. Because basically, if we define that, we could build that whole system out to build like the alias thing. But like, we're literally designing, like, that's just GraphQL. Like, the whole point of GraphQL is you define types like this. Right? And then you can query what you want out of them. But like, why would we not just use GraphQL? And then the front end can just be like, load dot, like, you can literally just use GraphQL. Like, the field can literally just be the same exact thing. Oh my gosh, what the hell are we doing? This is crazy. We're so deep. Let's start by pulling GraphQL in. Notes dump. We're exploring. I mean, the last thing I want to do is end up with like GraphQL and REST and like all over the place, but like we're on the front end side still. We haven't like built the API out yet, right? We've been talking about how we're gonna do what happened here? We're gonna do the API will clean it up for the API. For the front end, we're kind of moving fast. I think we're moving too fast. So I'm okay with us taking a little more time to build a system that we can reuse. I think we should have been doing more of that. We're gonna be like behind schedule anyway at this point. Let's try it. Okay, well, actually, hold on. Before we get too far, let me do one more thought experiment here. So we're talking about doing like alias, right? Like shipment.nextstop.eta. Now, you'll do the same thing. And it'll use our GraphQL types. You could define this on the front end. And it'll convert it into a GraphQL query of shipment next stop, and you'd have to define like a shipment ID, basically. We just turned it into front end GraphQL. Apollo, yeah, that's right. This is the one I've used every time I've ever done this, to be honest. I think it's just like the one. Oh, okay. Yeah, so see, this is annoying, but I'm pretty sure they do. Wait, they do. I'm pretty sure they do typing. Fragments, I think that's what it is. Set of fields you can reuse. No, it's not that. TypeScript. Here we go. TypeScript. Type system is essential, yada yada yada. Yeah, so we'll have a GraphQL file generated from Lighthouse, which will then
Would you still be good to me? Could you still be good to me?
get rocket inventory.
Would you still be? Yeah, this one for donuts.
So we would do use query, get rocket inventory variables year.
Man, I'm sick of being dope, but why they hardly notice? And these the joints
So yeah, here's what it would look like. So
down to Ishkabibble. The things I scribble make you think a little. They tell me to choose a side, but I decided to pick the middle. I can handle that. Hey, yo, the kid could dribble. An overthinker. With the ink, I'm like Tinker.
I'll use the restroom. I'm thinking about this. I gotta like step away. I gotta think about it. I'll be right back. So I'm just thinking like, here's my thought is like, this is perfect for what we're doing right now. Like check calls. This is exactly what we need. We've not used this anywhere else, right? We've used like the use form inertia stuff. Like this is like not this. This is a total detour. Is it too much of a detour? Is this like too much out of left field? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'm thinking about it.
Seeing this life, there's only three things that you can depend on. That's death, taxes, and Jesus. They all get you. Hey, they all get you. Would you still be good to me? Would you still be good to me? Big breath. This one's for donuts, a sweetness anyone can taste. Words from Uncle Tay, your relative is crunk and drunken at your function with a Krispy Kreme or a Dunkin'. Singing through a telefunken and spelunking through the sunken place. For 16 bars, been sick and got discharged. Rap was a rap like a Swiss wristwatch. Game looking like a weird mishmash of freaks and geeks that I don't understand. Damn, am I this wash? But get this part. To the low flow, still flawless. And so lawless, I probably get this bar. Sign seal, get a notary. Wait till they get a load of me. My peeps who molded me could never see this far. Your boy made it out of Fraggle Rock to Iron Man and Ragnarok. In 4K HD, straight off the Magnavox. Not to be a chatterbox, just in my bag, handing out some bars in the real world. All y'all co-stars is faux pas. They laws in the real girl. Manufactured affection for a plastic connection.
This is a big detour. Destination might be better, but it might be a massive waste of time. So true. So true. We could always do the alias system, but it just feels like the advantage to the alias system is that it keeps it in rest. Like it's the same rest endpoints. The advantage of the GraphQL stuff is it's basically already doing all the stuff we're trying to do. Really we are just reinventing GraphQL. Do we need... I feel like we're gonna... Is there a scenario outside of check calls where we're gonna need to be able to submit a form that can be so flexible? And if so, does it have to be core? Can it be a +1? Like, can we create like a custom, like, fields like system later on that like is like, oh, and in addition you can save these things, and it's not like core to this. It's not like a core thing. I'm wondering if we build this out as like this model alias system, and then like later on we're like, dude, check calls is like a disaster. It's like using some weird system we built and used it one place. Whereas we should have just built the core stuff we needed directly in, and then added the +1 fields later. Is there ever a scenario? I mean, yeah, we're probably gonna want to be able to look at. There's some. I'm trying to think of like analytics behind check calls, right? Like, these just feel. I don't like these fields. Like loaded inside of the check call. That's so specific. Like contact name, contact method, sure. Reported temperature, sure. ETA, maybe. Like, is late. That's great. That's a good one, probably. Like, reported trailer temperature should go in a check call. Makes sense. But, like, arrived at? Like, we're just... Like, the check call is just, like, the transport method of, like, the input that gets to updating the arrived at field. We don't actually need that in the check call. We just need to note that it was the one that made the change. Is there like in the there's like the auditable stuff. I guess we don't have it in shipment stop actually. We probably should add it. Wait, did we not have that in here? I thought we did. As notes. Did we not pull auditing into this? Maybe we didn't. Let me see. I got Laravel auditable. What is it called? Can I like attach things somehow? Because that could be enough. There we go. Tags. Oh, generate tags for tagging. For generating tags. Wait, for each auto. This method should return an array of strings, which will be converted into a comma-separated values on string. But default audible trace will generate the array. General configuration. Okay, that's fine. Audit to include. Locally. Oh, you can actually limit the records. That's cool. Audit events. It would be nice to be able to somehow attach that it came from a specific, like a check call, right? Audit presentation. Custom audits. Wait. Let's see, you have articles and categories. Okay. Okay. I mean, if we do, you know what? I think it's probably, jeez. This is kind of I don't love this. I think we should make it a JSON field for details. But I think we should leave some stuff that's not... I think it should be like this. Details. ETA is probably fine. I think these are fine. Like ETA, there's probably an is late. That's probably fine. I'm thinking, what are things that are core to a check call that are like not just field updates? Like you might want to see when an ETA has updated over time. You're going to want to be able to see when we marked something as late. You're going to want to see reported trailer temperatures over time. Everything else is details, which is just a dump of the fields we updated, right? Because the actual values are kind of like singleton. Like there's like an appointment time is an appointment time. An arrived at is an arrived at. This is a big detour from what we were doing, but with Postgres, we can go... Oh wait, we're not using Postgres. This is SQLite. SQLite JSON query. Oh shoot. Oh, okay, cool. They support these same ones. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, cool. So we can go like check. How do we, can you do this in Eloquent? Eloquent query JSON subfields. It's probably a raw query, I bet, huh? Oh no. Sick. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. This guy said it didn't work. I know, we'll have to try this, but basically my thought process is we can still do check call details where JSON contains or I guess it'd be like check call where JSON contains details I see. Elite engineer, what are you building, sir? We're building an open source TMS for freight brokers. We are currently working on the check call system and definitely over engineering it. But basically when a check call is added, like a freight broker might be like recording that they called a driver on the road and it's like, when are they gonna be late? What's their temperature? All those fields are very dynamic potentially, like what you want to put in there, and like where those like flow out and affect other things is also kind of dynamic. So we're trying to walk the line on like what is the right, so like do we need to build like a whole system to like handle this? Should it be check call specific? How far do we want to go? Blah blah blah. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. Honestly, just explaining that makes me feel like we should put it just in check calls for now. And then we can abstract it into a standalone system if we run into this again. I think we can build the model alias system. That's fine for the sake of like string interpolation, but I think we create just like a check call JSON details parsing thing that can handle the updates. And then if that ends up being a thing, I mean, maybe we can even use the aliases thing to do it behind the scenes, but we should just make it special to check calls for now. And this is what I was thinking. Oh, look, it's actually correcting me. Yeah, so like this is kind of what we can do this. And then these can be, yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. So the bad thing is that TypeScript is going to be very unhappy with us on this one. So let's go back to this other branch. I don't think we get to pull GraphQL in. I think we just go... I want to pull GraphQL in. I just think it's too much of a detour, so we're not going to do it. We high likelihood we will in the future, though. Check call. I think we're getting there. Data created at string unknown. I am almost positive that it's not gonna be okay with us doing this. A 99% sure that's not gonna be fine. Hi, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. What else we got here? Created by is late. I think is late's okay in there still too. I think that's a good one too. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go. We need to update the migration, so I'm gonna go do that really quick. We haven't pushed this to main yet, so we can just edit it in place. So check calls table. Add is late. Remove those. We're gonna go JSON, not JSONB. So it's readable. I think that's better. Okay. We go create check call. Check call resource is gonna change now too. Details. Is late. Create check call. Arrived at, left at. Slate. I think this is good. Fine. Okay. So these are gonna be gone for now. We need to make this so to do update fields from details. That's fine. Update check call. Is there gonna be a scenario where you can update a check call? Probably should support it. Even though it'll be annoying. Looks good, looks good. Okay, I think we're getting there. Go back to check calls here, make sure this looks right. Slate. We gotta do the front end anyway still. I think we can go ahead and add the alias system, so let's go down that path. Sale, artisan, dev, refresh. Okay, we're cool. Changes to details now. That's fine. So, first of all, pretty sure we're gonna get yelled at for unknown in here. Let's find out. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Those are all gonna be broken. Actually, it didn't look like it did yell at us, which is surprising. Very surprising. Okay, well, it's fine. So let's build the model alias system. So I think we're gonna do traits. So app traits. We'll go new file, has aliases. Let's go has aliases. And then let me just pull in what I had on this other project. We'll start with that. Let's see here. So this is what I had before. So it was called string templatables before. We also had a helper for model has attribute. Let's see what that's at. Oh, that's pretty straightforward. It's just this. Wait, is get attributes a thing that I wrote? Or no? What do we use this for? Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. So this is basically how it worked before, which is you'd have these strings. So get string template name. Let me pull up an example of this too, I guess, huh? Go to load. So we had this. We should just start with shipment. That seems like it makes the most sense. Let's put it under here. So then we call it alias name and alias properties. Let's see here. What else? What else do we have in there? Anything? That might be enough. So I just go as aliases. So the thing I'm thinking about is alias properties makes sense, right? So we do shipment. So then like you would be able to reference this by like shipment dot number, right? Easy. So I need to create like a resolver next. I'm not sure on the best way to do this. I don't want it to load in every single request. I want it to load when it's needed. I guess it would be a provider, probably. Let me ask AI what they think. I need to create a service helper provider that can take a string like shipment.number and resolve that to shipment class based on the alias name property and then resolve it to the given function, given value. Wait, what is the has alias? Do we have like a get has string template variable? This gets all the possibilities. Right. So this is gonna be alias name. Okay. I think we want to call this alias property. Variable probably. Or if we want to call it that, we need to make it consistent. But we said properties here, so I think that's fine. And resolve to the given value. Because like this will do aliasables. Oh. What does this return? Function. Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me. How does it work? As aliases. Wait, why did this not fill? So if I go PHP artisan, or sorry, sale, artisan tinker, and I go shipment first. Oh, let me go auth, login, user first. Shipment first, okay. For shipment first, and then I say, we'll probably change the name of this, but oh, that works pretty good. Yeah, that works pretty good. But see, this is more of like a read. So like what I want to be able to do is something like, I don't know, like resolver. It'd be like shipment. I guess you would just give it like an ID probably. So you'd probably be like, maybe it's like an array. So it'd be like one shipment dot number. And I want this to return like 619679, or a function, which I can then pass variables to. And I also want to be able to set it. Because like, what is this doing? It's just saying like I need like a alias resolver. This to work. I also want to be.
And I like his determination, and I like the fact that besides everything that he tries to do,
Add context shipment has aliases.
Submits himself and asks God to
Set
direct and
values
guide and
through
so
aliases
that
in a similar fashion. Passing many values at once, like shipment.number, 1, 2, 3. And then I also want to be able to call functions, basically, right? I don't know, let's just see what this does. I think we're going in the right direction. Yeah, we just call it the alias resolver. That makes sense. I think it's gonna just need to be like a provider, basically. It's probably gonna create like a service. I lied it too much with a service. Probably. No, like it's already off on a mission, on a side quest. It didn't ask you to do that. What did it do in here though? So alias maps. Maybe that's fine. Maybe we don't even need like. Maybe the names can be in here. Maybe we don't need it here. Get this parse alias.
Quentin Thomas to Mission Control, Babel. We've come across a ship. It looks
Okay,
alien.
cool.
Nothing I've ever seen before.
Can I make this only load like? Create a facade. I think we're on the right path. It's got to add it to the boot though, still. Wait, what is this now? Resolver. Facades. Resolver. What? App. Services. Should this be like alias? Oh, is it not calling it alias resolver because there's already one? I guess probably. And then we gotta trying to update this now. It's not in here because it's changed. You do it in the app provider. This one now. Or no, not even this one. It's Bootstrap? Yeah, it's in here. Yeah, it's freaked out. In latest layer eval, I think you define this in app. This might work. I think we need to change some names around, but we'll see. Like this is wrong. We gotta like name this better.
Logic created this world and
Alias resolver. So wait, so what does this do?
now it's time for the side quest.
Can I find? I can. I don't think this does anything. I definitely don't need an example. Oh, app facades result. Oh, is this how this works? Alias. Just call it alias resolver, right? Why would we not? And then this goes alias.resolver. Alias resolver. Okay. And then alias resolver. I think we do this. Let me see what else we got in here. Sure. 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 I definitely don't need this. I think for this, okay, I think we can accept these. I think we should just do this. Alias models. And then wherever this is referenced. Yeah. Model class equals. Are they static? Hold on. Has aliases. It's not.
live my life, they live vicarious. Always go high when they try to bury us. I'm not a vibe, I'm an experience. Feel me? Things on my mind, I guess I share it. I think it's time.
I think you'd be like, get AO. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I think we don't want to like define them in two places. Kind of like the idea of just doing it here, like this. Because then inside a shipment, I can see exactly what it's like. Oh, shipment. And these are all together, which I like. Could also auto-populate all aliases class base name. Yeah, oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. We can probably do that as like a, let's see if we go to has aliases, because there's already a function. So we can go get alias name. Yeah, so we can go like this, alias name. And they can be, I don't remember what it is, but it's like reflection. User, it's like something with the reflection class. Use reflection to get. Actually, is it? It's just like parent class name, right? Class base name. Yeah, there we go. Never mind. We don't actually get too crazy. Of course, I don't know what that actually returns. If I go, let me check. Scale, artist, thinker. So if I go, let me log in really quick. Log in. So if I go shipment, I ask shipment first. Can I go class base name s? No, perfect. Yeah. To lower. Perfect. Good suggestion. Yeah, good suggestion. Solid. So now if I go to carrier, yeah, and then we just allow the override. I want to like, I really want to define them here. I want them to be configurable because, like, for example, shipment stop. I probably want that just to be called stop. Right? But that's still a good fallback, so we should definitely still do that. Okay. Yeah. I think that's how we do it, basically. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, I just need to figure out how I want to do this. What's it mad about? Oh, the model map. Yeah, so I don't really want to, like, I guess I could cache it. And then it wouldn't be so bad. Then it just runs it once. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just cache it so it's super fast. So I could go resolve model, be like protected function. It's already ahead of me. So we could cache this though. So we could go, what is it? Cache. Remember forever. Auto alias. So these are different though. Alias models. Resolve model. So we would go for each. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we go like one further. It's like model aliases equals. I'm assuming this. Yeah, I think this works how it works. Okay. So yeah, so let me go. Actually, it's like this. Alias models. It's not this. It's actually. Actually, it's gonna be like what this. Alias models. As alias models. Am I crazy? Alias models. This alias models. All right, is that it? What am I trying to do here? Function callback. How do I pass this in? I guess I could just go model aliases equals. I feel like there's probably a correct way to do this. Model or classes. I should probably name this classes actually. Okay, anyway. Model aliases map equals cache, remember forever. And then part of the rollout for wait, is there a scenario where whatever, we can clear cache, that's fine. The closure should work. The closure should do the work. Remember forever returns either from the cache or returns the closure if not cached. Yeah, I think this will work. I'm thinking we maybe want to do it per organization, just in the off, just because in the future this could get replaced with plugins where this is going to be like overriding. Maybe this is probably fine. All right. Anyway, so get aliases map. It's gonna be map. It's not like this. I don't know why it thinks it's like that, but it's not. Is there like a comment on here or something? Yeah. List of models that support aliases. So then this is going to be for each model. See, it's not like that though. It's not static. I'm pretty sure you can't make it static if I remember correctly. Because you can't like override it or something weird. I think. You could try. Static. I feel like there was a reason I didn't do this before in the other one, but I don't remember what it is. But basically, so it's map. And this, I guess, will be like alias. It'd be like model. Why is this not helping me? Oh, it's like get. Oh. Well, it still doesn't work anyway because we've got. You have so many things I don't care about open. Here we go. Look, static function. I feel like there's a reason this didn't work, but I don't remember what it was. So like, it is a $sign? Okay. Why are you unhappy? Undefined. Oh, that's why. And if I define it here, then it can't be overridden because it's static, I'm pretty sure. I'll try it. Pretty sure I can't, though. Well, it's not complaining right now, so we'll try. See what happens. Okay. So, where were we? Here we go. So, model, get, whatever it's called. What did I just say? The alias name. The alias name. Oops, equals model. And this returns this map, and then we can say, yeah, perfect. And then this, like this. So now we're gonna say artist and tinker. I feel like it's gonna break. Let's see. So if I go, well, it's just alias. Oh wait, actually, I go sale art, sale composer dump auto load. Just out of curiosity, would something prevent you from getting all classes with a has alias as trait? Prevent you from getting all classes. Is that the performance critical? It needs to be stored statically instead of dynamically loading it on startup. I mean, we basically are, right? So I'm just loading. I'm loading them. I'm mapping them here. I'm just tracking which ones have that trait. We could loop through all of the models and find which ones have the trait, but that's a lot of work. So I think just having it defined in an array is like plenty fine. Also gives us a little bit of control so that we're not accidentally exposing models we don't mean to. So I think it's okay just having that array and then having it map, because this is just going to return. This is going to like resolve it directly. Mainly avoiding us defining the alias twice is the idea anyway. So I think this is okay. Let's see if this alias resolver works for this. So wait, oh, I don't have a good one, I guess, huh? So I need to be like, oh, let's see if it works. Well, I have to log in first. Hold on. If I'm misunderstanding you, let me know. But I think I'm on the same page. So it'd be like alias resolver. So I have to do like get one shipment dot number. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't work. Let's see what broke. Has defined the same property. Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. The definition differs. Oh. Same property. Yeah, I think it's because it's static. I think we can't do static. I mean, it's not the end of the world, because basically what we can do is just go new model get alias name. That's the only change. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, it's fine. Let me go back to shipment. And then we just gotta update all these. This is okay because we actually have an instance at that point, so it's less of a big deal. Okay. Progress. Didn't error. Oh, what are we mad about here? That's fine. So get, parse, resolve, get aliasable properties. Oh, did I forget to log in? That's probably what it was. Yeah. Okay, log in. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Mixed, no. Yeah, and I think this can be or array. I don't actually know if this, like, what does this do? Hold on, let me go to shipment. Let me add a second one. So we could do like, trailer type, I guess. Wait, trailer type, is that a... Oh, right, we broke these out. That's a bad example. Let's do a less complicated one. How about... let's try this. Lane. So we should be able to go lane, function lane. Now if I go log in, and I go like this, shipment.lane. I broke it. Let me see what it's doing. So an ID, if it's an array, then values are get for each. Okay, that's probably fine. This is gonna do parse alias. Wait, why'd that not work? Oh, this is broken still. For each. Wait, this should work, right? If it's an array, return values. Shipment 1. Wait, solve model. Why is that not working? See what happens. Wait, it didn't hit that time. Okay. So this is failing then. PT alias suppose. Wait, what? Why is this not work? Why is this not working? Return aliasable's property. Wait, what? Property. Wait, number. So my property is turning into number here. So for each, if it's an array, wait, am I doing this wrong? Shipment dot, no, what? So aliasable is a shipment dot, this looks right. And then for some reason property is turning into property. This is returning. So I don't want this. I want, we changed that, didn't we? I think we did. I think AI switched that on us. Yeah, it did. We actually don't want that. We just want this. Model equals model alias. Get for each of these, if it's an array, pass it in, resolve. This is actually just alias. Right, resolve model. Oh, we split this. Parse alias. Property. I don't... Why do we care about that? Property. What are you gonna use that resolver for? It's missing the alias prefix. Because no question mark. What are you gonna use that resolver for? It's missing. Wait for each alias as alias. Wait, did I do that? Wait for each alias. Oh. Yup. That's probably what's breaking it. Or it's at least not helping. Definitely not helping. Okay, so whatever, that's okay. So basically, okay, so now we're here. So alias is a single at this point string. So we parse the alias, which gives us the model. So we're resolving the model. We have the model. Now we have the property. This is not nestable right now. I feel like we want it to be nestable potentially. Like we wanted to say if alias is if the result is an object and that object has alias. Hold on, I think we want to go like. Let me just ask. Okay. So actually, let me not get ahead of myself here. So I think we want to go. Right now we have property. We want to go alias. We actually don't care about property. Although I'm curious how it's going to work with multiples. Okay, so that's working now. So if I go like this and go shipment.lane. Why is it being weird? Okay. Anyway. Cool. So, I mean, that works. How we expect it to. So my question... Okay, so here's where I'm thinking. Here's where my brain's going. Right? So we have... I don't know. Driver. Okay. Driver belongs to contact. So if we go here, we go... Has aliases... Let's go. Oh gosh, I can't remember. Has aliases. Alias name and alias properties. Okay. Was that public? Yeah. So we go public. Alias name equals contact. Oh my gosh. Okay, this actually could be cool. And then we go, let's just, I mean, sure, I guess, that's fine. Yeah, that's probably fine. So, we got this now, right? So now, if we come back to shipment, and we say alias properties driver is not the function driver, but actually this should work. And now... If I go back to our resolver, exactly, you're totally on the same page. That's what I'm thinking of. So I'm thinking actually we like trick we like override the alias. And so like what we'll do instead, let me add contact in here, is we'll say if result equals, and then we say if basically like if result is an object is a class with has alias, then repeat for the new property. I don't know if that's going to make sense to AI, what I'm trying to do here. If not, I just wanted to do this part and we should be okay. No, there's like a has trait, isn't there? I swear there is. If it's an instance of a model. Wait, no, there's like a way to check, I swear. How can I see if a model has a trait? I mean, okay, I think maybe, not sure if I'm totally sold on that. I don't want to do this. So basically, if the result, so right, like exactly what you said. So if we go in here and say we want to get, we can just get rid of these. Let's go shipment driver, and then name. Right, that obviously won't work right now. But that's what we're trying to get to. So basically, at this point, result should be let's see what happens. No? Shipment dot driver. Wait, what happens if I do shipment dot driver? Wait, why? I mean, it's gonna be null, right? Do this. Wait, what am I? Oh, the cache. The cache. Sale artisan optimize clear. It's probably in there, maybe. Actually, no, wait, that's not cached, right? That should be fine. What am I doing wrong? Shit, did I not save? I bet I didn't save. No. Alias properties. Where are we referencing this? Class uses returns all traits on that class. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I swore there was another way. Let's fix that really quick. Where was that? If it's an instance of model and class uses object or class results. So it'd be like contains. Whoa. Let's just go class user. Login. Class uses shipment first. So if I go class and array, class uses traits as aliases. It's always backwards, isn't it? Traits has aliases class. Okay, cool, that'll work. So class uses subclass. Oh right, it's not. We're not in the. Yeah. What are you mad about? Has undefined. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to has ali. Why? What? Why is this being mean to me? That's weird. Why is this? What's going on here? Okay. Expected a... Oh, because I'm an idiot. Got it. Okay. Got it. Yep. That's fine. Got it. That's why. We're good now. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. Cool. Okay. We're getting there. So for some reason, now we need to figure out why. If I go log in, I say shipment driver is returning null. Why is where and how and why? So aliasable properties wasn't returning driver. So let me go here. Aliasable properties is saying method. Okay, wait. Get alias name, method exists, blah, blah, okay, that's fine. Alias property, if it's a function, then we run a function, doesn't exist, okay, whatever. Otherwise, attributes. Oh, I wonder if shipment first get attributes. Ah. Yeah, it is. You're totally right. I wonder how we do this. Yeah, you're totally right. How can I check if a eloquent relationship exists in a given model? We can check this maybe as the backup. I think this will work. You don't need to search my code base, my guy. Okay. Eloquent, check if relationship exists. I'm pretty sure you can do this. I think there's something. If count. No, I want to like. I don't want to go that far. No, I want to see like if it. Not like that. It eloquent reflection. What I found is actually call. Yeah, we could do that. It's just the only thing that makes me pause is because we might be like filling these, like there's a potential like vulnerability there. I feel like, you know, like just running it like that. That's what makes me like a little hesitant. It'd be nice if I could check if relationship is defined. Like I don't want to like has. Wait, that's. Let's see what this says. No, it actually gets it. I just want to see, like... Yeah, we could do it that way. Get relationships? No, I don't want to do that. Relations? Is that real? Well, it's none. Do you keep a list of properties that can be accessed? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to sort of do. Like, we could, if we could say like this. Like this. I'm just trying to avoid it. Like, we do function already for like this, right? Like that works, and it calls a function. Yeah, it's basically like that. I mean, I guess that's true. I think it won't work anyway. Let's try. Hold on. Let me just give it a spin. If array key exists. I mean, that is basically what we're doing.
Oh yes. Tag team match. Tag team champion belt of the world.
Property does not exist. Yeah, I mean, we could just say this. I think this will work. Just feels a little... It actually didn't work. Wait, really? Because if I go... Oh, it probably doesn't actually have... There's probably not a driver on that shipment. Let's add one really quick. So I don't even have the app open anymore. Wait, I haven't even had it open all day. We've been all on the back end. That's funny. One sec. Let me actually add a driver. So if I go shipments, I gotta go to shipment 1. What's the what was the shipment number? I can find out. Shipment number. Alright, let's go to this carrier. Need to make a quick jump for this for sure. Alright, contacts, add a contact, driver, go on the driver. Let's put an email in there, sure. Go on at test.com, I don't care, that's fine. Go over here, edit, add John. Cool. Alright, so now, okay. We're getting there. Okay. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, maybe that's okay. I almost wonder if we should... Maybe here should handle it. No, because we don't want to load this every time, actually. Yeah. I don't think we want to actually, like... I don't think we want to load everything. Of course, it's gonna load it anyway. That actually does kind of suck because of the way we're doing it. We're getting all the aliases. We should clean this up. Alright, we'll come back to it. We should make this one call inside of it has alias. Maybe we do just do it now. I feel like this doesn't... This is useful for the front end for the sake of like showing... we can show like hints, so we could like dump all this into the front end. For aliasables, but I don't think we actually want to do it this way. I think we want to like do, I think we want to like put this into a resolver, like public function. We want to do this. Return property. Right? Yeah. So then this will just be like this. And then down here, we can say the resolver stuff we were doing in here. This. I think we put it in here. So we go result equals. Actually, we should probably do it even up here, huh? We should just do like result equals null, because what if this returns 1? So we go result equals this property, and then we say return result, and then we say if, see, this is where it's crazy. So for property, assuming this is going to be like the whatever the dot etc is. So I think we want to go if the result is a model and the class is in the array. Wait, what? Model. Okay. Okay, so in this case, we would want to say result. So it'd be like, so this would be like, actually, I don't know what this will be. It'd be like driver.name, or will it be driver? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Log in. Wait, oh, I didn't change it, did I? So this we want to change to actually be result equals model this, like that. Where's this being used? Has alias property. Okay, that's fine. Now is where you need to decide whether you want to limit it to 2 levels or make it infinity. Oh, we're making it infinity. You're totally right, though. You're totally right. We probably should track like depth at some point. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so it's driver. Okay, well, I only did one. So if I go like login driver.name. Okay, so it's driver.name. Perfect. Great. That's what I was hoping for. So now we want to say first level property equals if property has a period, then split first piece out as top level. Get that. What did it do? Said if it has so if it has a period, split the property into parts. Wait, what does that do? I say property equals driver.name.test. What does this do? With a 2? So top level is this. So in the case of a top level, we want to say, oh my gosh. So we want to say, we would have to use the resolver at this point. Right? So maybe we do pull this out. Because the resolver needs to now resolve this alias. So maybe just to get alias name. Because now we basically need to say like resolve top level model. So it'd be like top. Is resolve model in here? It's not, right? Yeah, it's in the resolver. So now we got to go back out. So now I feel like this should all just go back into the resolver. Yeah, exactly. That's why I think we need to put it back into the resolver. I think we just need to move it all into the resolver, basically. So it has aliases, should just probably... We should probably not resolve anything in this trait. Like, no property should be resolved. Like this get alias property.
A space where I can just be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should. So I think we should change it so has aliases is purely definitions, and then the resolver does all the actual like value resolving. That way we can actually say we don't have to like go back and forth. Like the resolver just references the has alias to say like, is there definitions? Yes, okay. The resolver takes those and finds what they are, like what the actual values are. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll move that over there, and then I think we'll be pretty close. It should be pretty good. So, give me 1 second.
Would you still be good to me? Could you still be good to me? Would you still be? Yeah, this one for donuts. This one for all the grown-ups. Keep my cards close cause I don't deal with jokers. Man, I'm sick of being dope, but why they hardly notice? And these the joints that never sell, but yo, they still the coldest. It's feel like Philly, a steak down in Ishkabibble. The things I scribble make you think a little. They tell me to choose a side, but I decided to pick the middle. I can handle that, and yo, the kid could dribble. An overthinker, with the ink, I'm like Tinker. Hatfield, at will, design rhymes. In 20 years, you trying to think of mind over mattress. Blinded by the facts.
All right, let's get this thing done. I think we're close. I think we're real close. So I think going back here, we have this getter. We're doing like model get aliasable property, but I think we probably just want to create some protected functions for protected function resolve alias property. And this is just gonna be this whole deal here, basically. Right? And then we probably have to pass in the model. Right? So then this all becomes, let's just get rid of this for a second. Let's just get it working again without the nested for a second, just to make sure it all works. So model. Okay. So that'll resolve the alias property, so we can get rid of this. Has property. I think this is... do we actually use this anywhere? No, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Get aliasable properties. We use this, don't we? Oh, we actually don't even use this right now, so I'm just gonna delete it. So this is purely definition now. We probably should create like a validate or something in the future, but that's okay. Okay, we don't need to do that right now. So okay. So we're getting there. So now for the getter, we say if it's an array, split it out to the get. We do parse alias, resolve, get alias. So yes, resolve alias property. Cool. And then resolve alias property now. Let's just make sure this works. Like what it was working before. So if I go... Okay, so must turn out a string, but a null was returned. Okay. Model property. No, so property is number. Right, because we need... Wait, how'd that happen? Okay, wait, so property is number, but this should actually be going through the map, right? Wait, something goofy's happening. I deleted something I probably shouldn't have. So if we go function, this is the wrong property. This is like the name. Right? Resolve alias property. Property. So this becomes... This needs to go... property. So this is actually like the property alias. Yeah, that's a better way to word it. Okay. Because it's not actually the property. So then we'd say property equals this. Alias properties. Okay. I think that should fix it, I think. Let's see. I don't know how we lost that along the way, but okay. Okay. Okay, now we're back to where we were. So now actually let's make sure lane works too. Hold on. Shipment.lane. I might not have logged in. I did, apparently. Property. Let's go. Wait. Resolve alias property returned a null. I mean, to be fair, this should be this, I guess, then. Yeah, something's broken. Oops, I didn't log in. That's what was broken that time. So null was returned. Wait, what? Shipment, that works though, right? Shipment, find, one. Okay. Function. So function is... So let's do this. DD. Property, alias, property. Log in. Resolver. What's the... Wait, what? What have I done? What have I done? Oh, it's failing on the first one. Duh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot again. Let's go. Oh, we'll just do the second one. I don't need to overthink this. We know shipment number works. So it's function lane. Right, so then it should be function. If method exists. Result equals result. What the hell is shipment number? Yeah, that was like the other name. I was just doing a dumb thing. We're good now. See, I keep forgetting that the dump will kill it. Wait, what am I doing wrong here? Result. Oh. This property. Gosh, duh. Okay. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, I think we're good now. Log in. Let's do both. They'll work together. First try, watch. Boom. Okay. We're back to the beginning now. Okay. So now, what I want to work is shipment.driver is going to return the object. Right. I don't want it to do that. I want it. What do I want it to do in the case of just driver? I guess all the aliases. I kind of feel like it should throw an error. I think you should have to specify. I don't think it should just like give you everything. You know what else we could do? Either error, just return the key value. Yeah. Okay, I know we're like really deep into this now. But what about if it wouldn't work for setting, I guess. You know how we actually have like shipment resources that are already mapped. Like this. And like this seems like a bit of a repeating yourself scenario. Are these separate systems or should they be one? Because we could make this the alias names. The only problem is the setter will be a little goofy in this case. I guess we should probably not put too much logic into the resources. We should keep them purely as like the resources for the front end. And keep the alias system separate. We'll probably regret making resources and aliases combined in the future. I could feel like that'd be a thing where like in the future we want to do something weird for aliases, but now we're like tied to resources and like we're breaking the API because it's using resources. Yeah, anyway, okay. He didn't mention what exactly is the use of this alias server. So yeah, so like basically I know we're like way down the rabbit hole, but basically we're kind of trying to create this might break, but the this check call system, I want it to be super flexible so you can define what fields you want to put in here. And so to do that, we're building this alias system. So you can say when you create a new check call and the load is currently in, I guess my booked right now, I guess it would be. So you'd probably like dispatch and you'd probably put ETA or just on time. And those would like translate into something automatically. But we're gonna need to like, regardless, chat calls, tasks, document generation, automated SMS. All these are scenarios where we're gonna want the user to be able to like put in an alien, like, hello, driver name, like in parentheses. Please make sure you check in, or like let me know when you're an hour away from your pickup at stop pickup location name, right? That's like the number one use case. If we can also use it to like generate forms, that'd be cool. So we were talking earlier about using Zod to actually define alias types. And then basically you could define types of check calls and say like when it's a dispatch check call, we want to like use check call alias field of like ETA, and we can infer ETA is a date time. And then we use Zod to define a form and auto generate a form based on the state. So you can configure what you want to show up in certain states, and the form will auto generate and like automatically update and save and update the fields in the shipment. So like, so the user will just be able to like, we'll have the defaults obviously, but like if the user decides like, oh, like when I create a dispatch, I also want them to like be required to report the trailer temperature at dispatch. Okay, cool. Like you can just add shipment.trailer temperature as a like an alias, like reference the alias field in the configurator, and you can then like the form will just auto update to start showing that field. But step one is just adding this alias system, which I built a version of this in the past, but it wasn't as in depth as this one is so far. So it was a little like it was like top level only basically. But I think we're gonna want to be able to do like shipment.driver.name and all that. So to like fully utilize this, because basically we can create updates too, right? So like we can do the resolver can do setters. The first part is like, so like, yeah, so like imagine do you see the title of the stream? We're over designing today, so buckle in. No, so like basically this check call field, so for like, if just like background on check calls, like, so like a freight broker will say like this truck is on the way to a pickup, right? So they call the truck and say like, hey, are you on time? What's your ETA? What's the temperature of the trailer? Blah, blah, blah. Well, when they record that, they usually call it like a check call, and they go to this form, and they'd say, he's on the way. This is a bad example. Let's get this fake data. He's on the way. His ETA is, you know, whatever, 8 p.m. His temperature reported was 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I talked to John. You know, here, whatever, here's his email. Well, these forms, people like to do these differently. People like to say like company to company, they like to tweak this to say every time you call, like there should be an ETA, or I want to like show a like an is late button, or like maybe you don't. And so we want to give them the ability to like change what's on this form, but also make this go like let them say like the arrived at field shows here, and if they've set a value and click add, that it'll actually update the stops arrived at, like the actual model. So basically, you're right, glorified placeholder for sure, but it would be cool, I was thinking, if we could take it a step further and actually define these aliased fields and turn them into front-end components. Because if you're not familiar with Zod, it's basically a way for you to define a schema, like this. They have a good example in here. Example. They don't really have a great example in here, but basically you can say like a form schema of username, which is a string, right? And here's like the props, minimum to max 50. You could define these, and then you basically just say use form with like the schema you define, and Zod will generate. It'll know it says string, so we need to show an input. And like, here's the messaging and blah, blah, blah. So if we can tie this all the way into the alias system, I heard it at some point, more of a tall stack, Andy. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like, Yeah, that's fair. Well, I was talking earlier about how Filament does a lot of this. So, like, I've used Filament in the past, and it does, like, kind of some of this, but it would be cool on the inertia side to be able to generate it all the way down. I don't know if we're going to actually get this fancy or not, but it was just one of those things where I was like, hey, I know we're going to need the string placeholder system. Like, I know we need that, so, like, let's just do that today. And then we'll reevaluate if this is realistic or not. Maybe it's not today. I don't know. Definitely didn't mean to spend this much time on it, but I think we're done almost with this placeholder part, and then we can reevaluate if setting a value is allowed or not. I think I'm just gonna remove this for now. There should be no setters for today, at least. We're not gonna get there. But anyway, so now I tried stealing the relationship traversing, but Filament's code is just atrocious. Thing has so much abstraction. I know, but man, that thing is magic, isn't it? Like, Filament's crazy. Our other product we have at LoadPartner is pretty heavily Filament. I guess it's not super heavily Filament, but the UI side of it, we definitely started leaning more into it. There's a lot of advantages, but one of the reasons we didn't go with it for this project is because mobile support's pretty terrible. And one of, like, the key features we have is most TMSs are not mobile friendly, and ours is. So, like, you know, if I'm on this page, like, it's all mobile friendly. So you can use all of it on a phone, because brokers are kind of 24/7. The job is, and most TMSs are not mobile friendly, or if they are, it's like, you know, technically it works. So that was why we went with inertia, because it gives us that sweet spot of sort of monolith, right? It's not like totally two separate projects, but it's still like we can use React and blah blah blah. I was on the Filament hype for like 3 months till I realized most projects need more. Yeah, it's great for, like, so I was talking to a friend recently about you know, building websites. Like, if you're gonna, like, if you're somebody like you build websites for local companies and stuff, I don't think I would use WordPress. I would just use Filament. Like, I would just build like an admin page inside of Filament for like the company to log in and make a new blog post, and then like the front end you can just use whatever you want to use. But Filament's really great for like an admin panel like that. But when you talk about like big enterprise SaaS, it's really fast 0 to 1, but going like 1 to 2 is tough. So I don't think it wasn't the right choice for like this project, basically. But I did look very heavily at it for sure. I'm not a React expert either. I've been learning kind of on the fly here for inertia, but I've enjoyed it for the most part. I don't know if I use inertia again, but we could always rip it out if we wanted to and go full front end. What is wrong with that date picker? Which one? The one I just showed a second ago? This one? Yeah, it's this is like the built-in HTML one, I think. This is just a generated placeholder for this page, so our real ones look like this. This is the actual like ones where you see it's got time zone and all that supported. So why is the calendar button centered? Yeah, I didn't even notice that actually. Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of weird. Yeah, it's all placeholder. Well, it'll be going to this one for the final version. That's just all placeholder, so. Yeah. There's a lot in here. I mean, we've been doing... There's a decent amount in here. All these work. Customer rates, carry rates, notes. We have this cool resource selection system, which is pretty cool. It actually does like real queries to the back end for customers you can look for. So like band, pretty nice. Yeah. Actually, funny enough, it's not the new starter kit. We started like a month before they released it. So it's not the new starter kit, but it's yeah, it's obviously pretty much, it's just Shad CN, so it's very similar. We have it on the list to like spice this up so that it doesn't look like everybody else's, because obviously it looks exactly like everybody's does now. But it's clean, mobile friendly, you know. It's got all the right things, so it's fine. But maybe add some colors, change a couple things, maybe some icons or something. It does look clean, but yeah, everybody's using it, so now it's like one of those things, right? Thanks for the follow, man. Definitely should come hang out on these streams. Love chatting about this stuff, so. And hey, you've been helpful, man. You've been calling stuff out. I appreciate it. It's been great. I think we're almost done today. We're almost got like this placeholder thing working. I'll probably be done for the day. But I'll be back. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so always working on this stuff. So I guess what we'll do is, if this is a model, what do we say? So log in. If we do driver name, in that case, property is driver.name. So we go if property has a dot, get the left alias. There was code for this already that I got rid of. What? It's fine. Alright, so then left alias, right property. Wait, what is it saying? So if it's saying, so this is our top level alias basically. So we want to resolve the model. So this is wrong. It's gonna be like dot driver, right? So then we would say nested model equals model property left alias. Wait, let me think about this. Driver. We actually want to go can't you just do resolve alias property down where you check if it's a model? I think you're doing that twice now. Like instead of this check. Resolve alias part like this. Resolve alias property result. The problem is this is actually null. Because property alias basically like here, property alias equals driver.name. So this is going to equal null. So we won't even get down here because property is null. So this all fails. If property so we need to be like if property alias has this. I think we want to go like this. I'm gonna go if property alias has a dot, then we want to explode. So this is actually now the new property alias, basically. Else property equals this. And we go property equals null. So if property So basically this is our left alias. This is gonna be like name. So this becomes driver and name. So the nested model is I think we want to go nested property equals null. So in this case we can go nested property do we want to like could return here? Yeah, that might make more sense.
And I like his determination, and I like the fact that
So then this just
besides everything
becomes
that he tries to do, he always submits himself and asks God.
so basically here property we don't need this anymore.
That humble part too.
So okay, so driver.name, so we would say this is driver, this is now name. Nested model equals get the alias property of the left alias. I think we want to do I think just this because I don't think we want to let people like get around the guard. Like it should always go through alias property. So this should get that relationship. And then basically if nested model is a model and it has an alias, then we pass in the model and write property. So if not, in the case of there's a dot and this all fails, we would try to just get the direct property value here, basically. I almost want to say we should do this. That way if you define a something dot, it'll override. And like in the case that you want to do that. So I think it should be like this. If property equals null and this will allow us to say, and then it would be like else. So in the case of this, yeah. That's fine. Let's see if this works. That way I could define if I wanted to, if I go to shipment, I could say like driver dot test is ooh. I don't know. I'm just gonna say shipment number for the sake of this example. So now if I go login and I said driver.test, it's the shipment number. But if I go driver.aim, it does John. What if I do this? I think we're there. I think we're there. And then we should probably do like a, I guess the resolver should say like, we're probably gonna need like a get all available or something, right? Resolve alias property. Public function get aliases. Resolve model alias properties. because we want to be able to show the nested types. So we want to almost be like, oh no, you know what? I'm not dealing with this today. Because you'd have to have an element. You'd have to be able to say, it should be fine, because we'll just basically be like get all in that case, and if they have a value, then they can be in there. And like we'll just run into this issue for like templates. But that might not be that big a deal, because we can just do new shipment.
Logic created this world and beat the campaign. Now it's time for the side quest.
Public function get alias. Options? String. Oh, alias. And it would be like resolve model. No. Get model class. Get model class. And then you would say object equals new model. And you'd say alias properties. And then you would say, this is where we run into that relationship weirdness, right? Like, how do you do like driver.name? Whatever. Problem for another day. I think this is pretty good. Because now we have these alias models. Should probably ensure the relationship type to not be many. Yeah. True. I wonder if this is going too far. I wonder if we shouldn't nest. Like, I wonder if it's worth having this. Yeah, you can only blame yourself. That's true. But you never know. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could be like if it's a model or if it's a collection, basically. And if it's a collection, you would just make it an array of all of them, basically, of all of them. There's stops, right? Let's see, stops. So if we did, I think we just go like this, right? We go, if it's an instant resolve, else, if is an array. This is super not performant, but we basically would say it is an array and result. Actually, I don't know if this then does that work? It meant stop. Aliases. Stop type. Stop number. And then we need to go back to oops. I don't know if this so I think it's not an array, it's a collection, right? Shipment stops. What did I say? Shipment stops. Number. I think it's not a, it's like a collection is why. Whoops. No wait, that's fine. Wait, no. Model property. Oh, I gotta clear the cache. Sale artisan optimize clear. And I gotta log in. Okay. Dot number. Passing null. Wait, what? My 115. Property is null. Property alias. See what this does. Wait, so it doesn't even get in there. Okay. I think it's like a collection, right? Else. Let's see what happens. Log in. No. Passing null to haystack in the 115. So haystack is, so property is null here somehow. Is it because of this? Is like, well, no, we did driver name, right? That works. Shipment dot driver dot name. Oh, well, it's kind of broken, huh? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so driver name works. Stops that number. Oh. We're resolving it to a string. We actually, this only supports a top level on its own anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, like, how would it even work if you had dot? Actually, it can only be top level. Should we just make this top level? Maybe we just get rid of all of this. I think we should. Because, like, how would this even be used? I think we should force it to be top level. And then we can create function overrides or something, maybe. I think this, because like even like a stops dot number, like what would you do with that? Like what are you gonna plug into a string? Like 1, 2, 3, 4? Right? So I think I'm actually just gonna, we can keep driver name for now. That's okay. If you got it, depends on if you got a delivery that has a driver which has a contact with a name. Yeah, we can keep, we already built the other stuff, so we can just keep it, I guess. Yeah. Say this equals empty string instead. Yeah, I think we can just keep what we have because we built it at this point, and like might as well. I think for the sake of like, if you accidentally map one that has multiple, then that's my fault. Actually, that's it. Or wait, is it because I need to clear? Sale, artisan, tinker. See, that should throw an error, I think. How does it not? If property, it's not a property. Oh, because it could be a dot. I see. So I think we can say like if property is none, then I think we can go. Wait, this is just... This is logging an error. This should throw an error. Throw. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is better. I think I should throw an error. Yeah, I think that's better. I want an exception, like if that happens, should throw an error. Okay. Okay. See, I'm wondering if this alias resolver, because this gets loaded, right? I think this gets loaded every time. Or am I crazy? Harry wants to use those aliases as table columns. That's true. Table columns. Yeah, that'd be alright. That's a collision we can manage. Probably. Cool. So yeah, I mean, this should pretty much solve it. I just... Yeah, it would be really nice to turn these into forms that generate. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. But this is good progress. We're going to need this for filling in fields and whatnot, so it's fine. Alright. I think that's it for me today. It's good progress, though. So I'm happy with that. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Yeah, this is going to be good for the forums. We got to get check calls done this week, so I'm going to try to make some good progress tomorrow, and then we'll be back on Friday. Put the finishing touches on it. Really got to get this working. Gotta do some whiteboarding. Yeah, lots of good work today, for sure. That was a good one. Alright, well, yeah, thanks for hanging out today, guys, and, yeah, have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you back here again on Friday. See you guys later.